old folks, everybody come to Kids Club and have a lot of fun. Please check your chewing gum and raisins at the door, and we'll tell you Bible stories that you never heard before. Hello, children. I'm Pastor Ted. Get ready. I'm going to read the Bible. You're going to hear a story. Today's story is about Jesus' disciples and apostles. When you and I learn about Jesus in school or in kids' club, we are disciples. When we tell others about Jesus, then we are apostles. Jesus had hundreds of disciples, but on the day of Pentecost, those disciples became apostles, and 12 of them are special. Look at this painting. Can you find Jesus? There he is in the center. This was painted by Leonardo da Vinci in Italy many hundreds of years ago, and it tells the story. I'm going to read it in John chapter 13, verse 21. Jesus in the center speaks and says, "Very truly I tell you, one of you will betray me." All the disciples get upset. Can you see how upset they are? Now we have a copy of this painting in our Cross and Crown Church. You should walk around and look at the walls. See if you can find a copy of this painting, The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci. Now, we're going to tell the story of one of Jesus's disciples. Can you find Bartholomew? Just follow the blue arrow. That's disciple Bartholomew who became an apostle. Now let's take a look at his icon and look very carefully at his right hand. Oh, that's different from the Pantocrator blessing we saw before. We'll call this one the blessing hand, and look carefully now. The thumb touches that second to the smallest fingers, and then we have 3 loose fingers. Jesus' name, Jesus Christ in Greek, you can see it written here. And these are his initials, IC for Jesus and XC for Christ. This is the blessing hand. Can you make your hand into the shape of the blessing hand? Now let's remind us of the difference between this and the Pantocrator blessing. Make your hand into the shape of the Pantocrator blessing with the thumb on the 2 little fingers, meaning the Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and then the 2 loose fingers, the 2 natures of Christ, human and divine. So with Bartholomew, we're doing the blessing hand. One of the things we remember about Bartholomew is he went to Armenia, and Armenia still exists today. And in Armenia, the first Christian church was built about 220 AD in the city of Yerevan. I don't think it still exists, but there are churches in Armenia still today. The Armenian Christians are very faithful, and unfortunately it was a terrible thing happened just before World War I. The Ottoman Turk Muslims massacred 1.5 million of the Arminian Christians. Now, back to Bartholomew. He went to Armenia. He preached the gospel of Jesus Christ, and unfortunately, the people of Armenia did not at first believe the gospel, and they put Bartholomew to death. And the legend has it that they flayed his skin with a knife, and that's why when we see pictures of Bartholomew, we see a knife in his hand, or in a coat of arms, we see a knife. What a terrible way to die, but Bartholomew was a brave, brave martyr on behalf of the gospel of Jesus Christ. So that's what we remember about Bartholomew, the disciple who became an apostle.
Everybody come to Kids Club and have a lot of fun. Please check your chewing gum and raisins at the door, and we'll tell you Bible stories that you never heard before. Goodbye, kids.